Hi guys, welcome back to Tips by Dede, and today's video is Dede's high school survival guide, because everyone could use one of those. So some things I want to go through real quick before we start the video is, first off, winter break is coming soon, and I want all of you guys to know we'll still be posting videos on the regular. Second, I hope to do more makeup videos after Christmas when I hopefully get more makeup brushes and more makeup palettes. Third, I'm going to try to do a Christmas haul from home with my laptop, but we will see how that goes. I really think that would be fun to do. And fourth, the very last one, if there are any video ideas that you guys have for me, like one of the videos I'll be doing soon is wetting my face and then putting it into some flour. And I'll be posting that on my channel. So if there's anything other than doing the cinnamon challenge, like any other challenges you guys want to see me do, I'm willing to do most anything. That sounds bad. I'm willing to do any suggestions that you guys have. That still sounds bad. I'm willing to try out some video suggestions from you guys, okay? Now, on to the show! Okay, so I wrote up like 3 different categories of some stuff I wanted to tell you guys. And the first one is decently short. The first thing I want to tell you guys is things I wish I knew going into high school. And one of them is once you're behind in the class, it gets really hard to catch up again because, especially with math and English, that's like almost nightly math problems or nightly readings that you're trying to catch up on. And if you're a slow reader, I am so sorry. So that's really gotta suck, and I am too, so I feel your pain. And then also, another thing is that studying is a lot more important than you think it is, because obviously, studying for a test, but studying to actually retain the knowledge is what I'm talking about, because if you don't remember anything that you learned in high school, then going into college is just gonna take so much more time because you're trying to relearn what you should have already known, as well as catch up to where everyone else in your classes are at. So just actually try and learn something from your teachers in high school. Okay, and then asking for help and staying after. Those are two of the 3, the other one being studying, things that I wish I had done a lot more of during high school, because it probably would have turned out a lot better for me in college, and I probably would have had a better idea of what I wanted to do. And then I want to tell you guys to make sure you understand what you have to do for your project or assignment before you take it home, especially on weekends, because that's where there's no teacher that you can quick raise your hand, "Teacher, I've got a question." That doesn't happen at home. And so it's best to just actually understand what it is you need to do so you don't get behind. Okay? And then also, if you actually talk to your teachers, you can find that some of them are actually really funny and nice when they aren't yelling at a bunch of high schoolers. So that means show your teachers some respect. They went through a lot to actually become teachers, and they didn't do it because they hated kids. They did it because they love you guys and they want you to learn. So show them some respect and actually try and learn something from them, okay? And then this other group I made is if you have to work in a group with people you don't like. Here's some simple steps to make it better. First off, we're going to kill those people with some kindness, okay? And I'm not saying be a doormat. I don't endorse that. That rhymed. Okay. Just don't lose your head when they're slacking off, okay? If they don't share the workload, then make sure that you don't fall through because of it. Do enough work to pass on your own while the rest of them can fail the project, okay? And then with that, if your teacher does a group reflection, then be sure to speak up about that. Tell your teacher in that reflection, "Hey, the rest of the group was slacking. They did hardly anything. I did most of the project." So, make sure your teacher knows that, or else it's just going to keep happening. Okay, and then if you know immediately that the group you have is a bunch of slackers, then I'd say just try to switch out right away. You can join a different group, or maybe even there's been some teachers I know of that will let you do an altered project, so you can do the same amount of, like, the same project, but it'll be easier for just one person to do it, and you'll still get the same amount of credit, and there's no other way to switch into a different group. That doesn't apply to all teachers, but it definitely applies to some. And then also with that, teamwork is still a valued skill. Don't always try and do a project alone, but you can definitely try and do that every once in a while. And then also, you can be the leader of your group. If you're working in class, try and keep everyone on task. That's always a good idea. It sometimes makes you like the one person in the group that no one really likes, but at the same time, you can ensure that some work is getting done by your other group members, even though it feels like you're babysitting them. And I've had to do it a few times before. It really sucks, but sometimes that's the only way to go about it. And then I think honestly the worst option that's always open, because you always have a choice, is letting yourself fail. I don't want you guys to do that. I don't want anyone ever to just not do the work because no one else is doing the work. I don't suggest it. It's one of the worst things you can do for yourself. And then my last little thing is something I dealt with in high school is I heard bad things about a teacher, and then obviously I'd had the teacher beforehand, and then everyone else that next term was talking bad about that teacher, and I hated listening to it, because he was one of my favorite science teachers ever. He actually made chemistry fun, and I learned a lot in that class. And then listening to everyone saying, "Oh, he's failing everyone," is not cool. So what I'd say is that, one, everyone sees teachers differently, and some people only see teachers with a lot of bias. So get to know the teacher for yourself. Don't automatically take someone saying, "Oh, the teacher just fails everyone. Oh, the teacher is a perv," and actually get to know that person, because sometimes sometimes it doesn't even matter at all what someone else says, because that's not how you see the teacher. The last thing I can really say about that is obviously to make your own decisions about teachers. Okay, and then just some final general knowledge is to always be on time to class. My mom always taught me early is on time, and then on time is late, and I've taken that to an almost obsessive level of being half an hour early to almost every class when I'm able to be, as well as at least 10 to 20 minutes early to anything and everything else. So I'm not saying you gotta take it that far, but be at the very least on time to every single class. Not walking in the door when the bell rings, but I'm not saying you gotta be the first one in there either. And then also what I want to say is don't try and be late to class with that, because I know there are some colleges out there that will look at all 4 years of high school instead of just your last 2. So make sure that all your grades count and keep them high, okay? And I want to say thank you guys for watching, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you guys next time on Tips by Dede.